Iraq's bold move to reduce US dollar dependence, can it succeed? Welcome back to IQD to VND. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe to help us reach our goal of 300 subscribers by the end of March. Your support keeps us motivated to bring you the latest updates on global currencies and economic trends. Today, we're discussing a topic that has sparked intense debate: the Central Bank of Iraq's, CBI, efforts to reduce the dominance of the US dollar in the country. The big question is, can Iraq really control the US dollar's value, or is this an impossible challenge? In this video, we will analyze what the Central Bank of Iraq is trying to achieve, how it impacts the Iraqi Dinar, IQD, and whether its strategies, such as the Delete the Zeros project, could reshape Iraq's economy. If you're interested in global finance and currency movements, this is a discussion you won't want to miss. The Central Bank of Iraq's plan, reducing dollar dependency. Recently, the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, made headlines by announcing plans to reduce the influence of the US dollar in Iraq's economy. Many people initially saw this as a sign that the Iraqi dinar might strengthen, but the reality is more complex. One fundamental truth is that Iraq does not control the value of the US dollar. The dollar's value is determined by the United States' economic policies, interest rates, inflation, and global demand. So if Iraq cannot control the US dollar, what is its actual goal? Instead of controlling the dollar's global value, Iraq is attempting to strengthen the dinar relative to the dollar. This means the exchange rate could shift, making it appear as though the US dollar is losing value in Iraq. In reality, however, the dinar would be gaining strength, a move that could help stabilize the economy and restore public confidence in the national currency. Understanding the Delete the Zeros project. One of the most talked about strategies for strengthening the dinar is the Delete the Zeros project. This idea has been discussed for years, but now, with growing financial reforms, it is back in focus. What is the Delete the Zeros project? The Central Bank of Iraq has proposed removing 3 zeros from the Iraqi dinar. For example, a 1,000 IQD note would become a 1 IQD note. While this might seem like a simple currency redenomination, it has far-reaching economic consequences. The primary goal of this project is to make the dinar more manageable for daily transactions, boost confidence in the currency, simplify financial calculations and pricing, strengthen the dinar's standing in the global market. If successful, this move could pave the way for a stronger and more stable dinar, reducing the need for people to hold US dollars as a store of value. Potential risks of deleting zeros. While the project sounds promising, it carries significant risks if not executed properly. The biggest concerns include inflation and economic instability. If not carefully managed, a sudden currency shift could trigger price hikes and reduce purchasing power. Public distrust. If Iraqis fear that redenomination will devalue their savings, they may rush to convert their money into US dollars, leading to capital flight. Lack of economic infrastructure. Iraq must ensure its banking system, digital transactions, and economic policies are prepared for such a major transition. How will this impact everyday Iraqis? For the average Iraqi citizen, any currency changes will directly affect purchasing power and cost of living. If the dinar strengthens, imported goods could become cheaper, making everyday essentials like food, electronics, and fuel more affordable. However, local businesses and manufacturers might have to adjust their pricing, creating short-term market uncertainty. If the dinar weakens, Iraqis could see a rise in prices, making goods and services more expensive. This is why public confidence is critical. If people trust the government's financial reforms, they are more likely to support the transition. However, if they lose trust, they may start hoarding dollars, which could lead to further economic instability. The role of oil in Iraq's currency strength. One of the most significant factors shaping Iraq's economy is oil. Oil exports generate a massive portion of Iraq's national revenue, and its price fluctuations have a direct impact on the dinar's strength. When oil prices rise, Iraq gains more revenue, which can help strengthen the dinar. When oil prices drop, Iraq's economy suffers, making it harder to maintain a strong currency. A clear example of this was in 2020, when global oil prices crashed due to the pandemic. This led to severe economic difficulties in Iraq, forcing the central bank to devalue the dinar. Fast forward to today, and Iraq is once again at a crossroads. If oil prices remain stable, the country has a better chance of successfully implementing its currency reforms. However, if the global oil market declines, Iraq could struggle to maintain economic stability. Indicators to watch for Iraq's currency future. If you're following Iraq's economic developments, here are key factors to keep an eye on. 1. Oil prices. Higher oil prices generally support a stronger Iraqi dinar. 2. Inflation rates. If inflation rises, it could signal economic instability, weakening confidence in the dinar. 3. Central bank announcements. Stay updated on official policy changes and new financial regulations. Public sentiment. If Iraqis start hoarding US dollars, it could indicate a lack of trust in financial reforms. Foreign investment and economic stability. For Iraq to succeed in its economic reforms, it must attract foreign investors. Investors are critical because they bring in much-needed capital, boosting Iraq's economic growth. However, foreign investors seek stability. They want to know that Iraq's currency policies are solid. If the government fails to provide financial security, investors may withdraw their money, leading to economic uncertainty. If Iraq can provide economic guarantees and show that its reforms are well planned, it could attract more investment, strengthening the dinar and boosting national development. Final thoughts. Can Iraq successfully strengthen the dinar? Iraq is currently undergoing major economic changes, and the outcome remains uncertain. If the Central Bank of Iraq executes its plans carefully and transparently, Iraq could see a stronger dinar, increased economic stability, and a reduction in dollar dependency. However, if the reforms are mismanaged, Iraq could experience inflation, loss of public confidence, and a weaker economy. What do you think? Do you believe Iraq can successfully reduce its dependence on the US dollar and strengthen the dinar? Or do you think the influence of the US dollar is too strong for Iraq to overcome? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights on global economics and currency trends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.